Morning, guys. Or at least over here right now, it's morning. So, I am here. Had to make sure that the e-brake was on his car. I'm in another Type R. So I got a Type R in front of me, and I'm in a Type R. So, just to give you guys an idea, it's fairly early right now. We're not even open. And the last video, the feedbacks in the comments, some people were interested. I got hit with some messages, and they want to see the bigger side of, the business stuff and whatnot. So it's morning time. I'm shuffling cars around. I am making sure that the cars that need to go home today that are being picked up, that they're all good to go. The paperwork is good. The cars that got dropped overnight, we make sure that the service papers and everything that needs to be done are printed up for the techs. This is a normal daily occurrence. And then I'll go to messages. I'll get messages from people working here, and I answer them in order. And I will say this, lately, I don't know, if it's we've been getting hit over here with a little bit of spring weather, even though it's not spring yet, and then back today being cold. That's why I have a hat on. I'm getting a lot of questions that are just generic questions, which, something like, hey, what's the best motor swap for my car? Or, hey, I want the best parts for my car. Money's no object. And they want us to list out like an estimate of like 30 to 40 parts. Pistons, rods, bearings, headers, exhaust, intake manifold. The issue more so with something like that is we build an estimate. An estimate takes a little bit to build, and then we give them to the customer, and then they're just nowhere to be found. Or they send us a message back, and they're like, well, I just want this one thing for now. So if you're sending us a message, you want to make sure you're a little bit cleared to make our job easier. If we get an email and it says, hey, I want every part available for my car, I want a price on it. Well, I'm not going to go designate the right person to sit down for at least an hour, write everything up, and then give it to you. And then you, with no care in the world, with 10 seconds, you come back, we send you an email, 10 seconds later, you reply back and just say you want one thing. Time is money, guys. And as we continue to grow here and get bigger, just because we have more people working here doesn't mean we're going to waste those people's times, or the business time. So I'm going to get out real quick. I'll show you the other Type R. Well, I'll show you both Type Rs together. And I'm going to continue on with my morning day. I got to do some running around today. I do some tuning at another shop. So that won't be covered because it's private tuning. They pay for my services. They advertise how they want to advertise, and they charge the customer what they want to charge. So if you have another shop or you're looking for something like that, you can contact us and you can make some money. The other thing that I was going to mention that I forgot now, I don't know. So I'll be back, and keep enjoying these videos. So which color would you guys choose? The red or the black? The black or the red? You let me know. So we're back, and we have a lot of routine maintenance stuff going on, and can't really see, but that's a huge puddle because all the snow we got. It wasn't a lot of snow, but it's all melting now and dripping all over the place. So that's always a fun time. So I got this car is in here for, I know it's an exhaust leak, some brake work, and I think an oil change as well. We have a CRV. This one's a little bit interesting because it's actually been at Honda at one point. And we're trying to diagnose it. And I don't know right now on this one because we just got it in. And then we have a brand new Supra. I can try to zoom out a little bit without crushing myself. This one we're doing an exhaust. So we got that one up on the air right now. And we got a bunch of other stuff as this car's dripping on me. So I'll be back here as we get more stuff rolling in here. Hopefully you guys enjoying these videos and series. And that's about that's about it for today. That's about it for right now, I should say, at least. This one actually we found out has a pretty cool... So as far as I know, there's two issues with this one. A knock sensor, this is what I've been told on the phone. A knock sensor issue and an idle issue. And the intake manifold is actually cracked. Now I don't want to steal his light, but now I will steal his light. And I'm going to walk over around him. But look at this, look what we found, which is interesting. So you have to look, see that? See the crack? See it? Do you see it? I'm going to try to hold this light up. And now I'm going to guide my finger. See that crack right there? Right there. So it seems like whoever, I know the motor's been rebuilt. I'm going to say whoever assembled everything cracked that. So now we're just going to see what else is going on and see if we can figure out the other codes. I'll be back. So we keep things flowing here. We got a Mazda speed up in the air right now. In case you couldn't tell, it is up in the air. We're doing a downpipe on this, and well, a couple things that we noted. It seems like a no-name brand, so we're hoping it fits. The flange on the bottom is just really weird, and on top of that, you can see underneath here, his exhaust is actually welded in one piece, so we're gonna have to cut it off anyway. So we're gonna have to figure out what to do with the bottom piece. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna remove that. We're gonna have some fun all the way up there. You can see it's rusted, good old Midwest. And yeah, so keep this one flowing, get this one going, and keep them coming to you guys. Just another little job that we... So we are all wrapped up with this. Got the V-bands on both sides, downpipe is in, and we used the other mount on the downpipe. Not going anywhere, so good to go. And then if we walk over here, we got this Mazda, which we're finishing up the exhaust. We did a downpipe is 3-inch. We did a 3-inch transition to 2.5. And this is going to match up to his exhaust. What we are trying to see right now, though, and I don't know if we can actually, if I can do it with one hand. Well, we have a clip of the engine. This motor mount is shot, and I don't know. Let me see if I can get somebody to help me. Got the downpipe fully on. Got underneath all taken care of, as you saw. I'm gonna pull this one out of here, and be done with this one. So this is the part in the video where I remember that my phone mount for my car is broken and I didn't order another one. So I will try to remember to order that so we get a little less shakiness. But I am on my way to do some tuning at the other shop. In between my time here and then I gotta jump back to the shop. On average, I'll probably at least get anywhere from 15 to 30 messages between people at work and then customer messages too. So, you know, some days will vary. We have certain days that we're busier than other days as far as messaging goes. So I am gonna head off and do all that stuff. And as I said earlier, it is private, so there will be no cameras during that time. And I will get back in here and I'll continue to follow through with a typical 1 to 2 days or 3 days or however long I'm doing these videos, depending on how much content I get for you guys. So I'll be back. So I am back here on the dyno. We're in the Type R that I mentioned earlier. If you caught the first portion of these videos, I'm in the Type R tuning this one now. If you missed the first session of these videos, we did the intercooler install, intercooler piping, and intake. So I will finish this tune up, wrap it up, and I got another one I got to put right on the dyno, depending on how late it gets. Either I will finish that one up tonight or tomorrow, and I will be back. I'll see what else is going on in the shop. I know we got another Type R on the other side too, the red one that was in the video earlier today, and we'll go from there. I'll be back. Back at the welding table. So something that people don't realize that we do is, if you do your own intercooler piping in the garage and you cut it up and you make it fit, we can weld it out for you. So you can see how this guy has marked lines and numbers where they're gonna match up. So gonna knock this out for him and continue to hop back on the dyno. So we're inside the black Type R now. We took it for a test drive, and the traction lights and the brake lights all came on. And I'm doing a scan right now. The first initial scan, which is a quick scan, shows that the right rear ABS sensor is not working properly. Of course, in this instance, I'm going to contact the customer, see if he has had any issues with that. You know, we didn't even have to take the tires off in this sense. We just did the intercooler and the intake and the piping install. So we're going to see what's going on here. I'm going to let this do its thing and see what else is going on. This is a little bit more of a detailed scan, but it takes a while. You know, and this too, you know, once again, not being charged for anything like this. You know, rear ABS sensor. You can see there's a fault code too for air conditioning system. I don't know what that means. All of this, there's no charge for stuff like this. This is just going the extra mile for the customer, and this is how I run my business. So we got the next car up, and I was gonna put it right on the dyno, but when it was going up, so we do have wood. If you have a Supra low car, and if you watch my old videos, we do have wood that we'll put down. You can see the wood on the ramps. And we'll lay out the wood. It's easier to get the car on. This one specifically, we laid it out because his exhaust, as far as I can tell, it's actually on upside down. I believe it is, or it's not the right exhaust for it. I'm also gonna make a note too that he doesn't have the metal. There's a piece of metal that goes between, trying to bear with me here. So there's a piece of metal that should go over here so this thing doesn't get smashed out and want to just collapse eventually. And then you see the movement on this too. So he's missing a couple pieces in there. So, but anyways, this I think should be flipped around, and he's got a test pipe on here that moves back and forth. And I actually think it's probably close to being maxed out. That's probably why it wanted to come off too. So I'm going to slide it back on here. I'm probably going to actually throw a weld on it. I'm going to ask him really quick if he wants that done so it doesn't happen again when he's driving. And we got some other stuff here. It's up in the air. It's leaking some oil. If I grab my light, it would probably be helpful. You know, when you do have the dyno checklist, we don't want it to leak oil, but, you know, I'm going to check on the oil on this one, make sure we're good with the levels. You can see a bolt that's missing right here. So, you know, he can fix that and address that. And I'm going to get this taken care of, and I will be back shortly. So contacted the customer. He said go ahead and do whatever we need to do. He said it's actually after this, it's supposed to go to the exhaust shop. Something like this too. Excuse me, I'm not going to go drag somebody to do this. I can weld. I'm going to do this for him really quick. I'm not even going to charge him. It's, you know, in this sense, it's about helping him out. And I try to do that as much as possible. Yeah, I've been doing this for, what are we going on, like 21, 22 years. So this isn't, you know, my first year in business. And, you know, when I first got into this way back when, my whole thing, and especially how I was raised from my parents, was helping your fellow man or woman out. And little stuff like this, I've been doing this for years, helping people where you might not see something on your bill, but we took care of it for you. You know, you're missing a bolt. We didn't charge you for it. This one bolt in the oil pan, if I can find something here, I'll put something in for them. I just got to be able to, I got to get the time and go search for a bolt next door. We have a bunch of bolt bins. If you've ever worked on cars, or let's say you've been working on cars for 2 or 3 years, or even you do like an engine swap or 2 engine swaps, and you know you have some bolts that you can use for stuff like that. So it's just about helping people out, man. It really is. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to tack weld this for him just in case he ever needs to break it apart again, and get it strapped on the dyno. So that's a wrap, guys. I want to keep these videos somewhat shooting for like under 20 minutes. This one's right about 16 minutes. So watch the next episode. You'll see the continuance. Thanks for watching.